Hey, welcome back to another Netcast. I'm Rich Lopez, Quantrix Authority. Sincerely appreciate you joining me today. I had last week off. I was actually in Boston attending an FP&A conference on how to be a better FP&Aer, if you will. And it was great to be there. It was great to meet a lot of people and to network. And I certainly shared my love of Quantrix Modeler with many of the folks there. And I hope that we'll at least have one convert that comes out of that conference and improves their lives because they are using Quantrix Modeler. It was said at the conference that if you're still using Excel, you're living in the hot place and you don't even know it. And I think that's really true, especially when you discover the power of Quantrix. Today, in episode number 125, I want to show you how to fake Quantrix to update formulas when source data changes or needs an update. And what I mean by this is I have here a sales summary, okay? And it has some underlying data called the sales data matrix. And sales goes out and sums the sales data in the sales data matrix using this category here of region as, or using this item region as this category region here. And I get these numbers, okay? Well, what happens when this is a two-dimensional matrix data, two-dimensional matrix? I've gone ahead and I've imported this matrix, maybe ad hoc or otherwise, just simply from my clipboard. Okay, so I can't go in and I can't necessarily append data to it. If I had, say, a huge data set, so this is my data set here, and it's got, now it's got 634 rows. Maybe when I built the model or the first month of the model when it was updated only had a handful of rows. How can I get this data from that Excel spreadsheet into this matrix easily? Because if I go to data and I go to data link and I go to import from clipboard, I can't append it, okay? What actually happens is I go to import from clipboard and I would more or less create a new two-dimensional matrix, okay? Even if I were to select append rows to the existing matrix, it's still going to give me just a new two-dimensional matrix. So I'm going to click finish and you can see that it gives me two data matrix 1, okay? So now instead of having sales go out to the sales data matrix, I really want sales to go out to the 2D data matrix 1. Well, in this simple example, I could go ahead and I could just change the formula. But generally, this matrix may feed other matrices, like, I don't know, maybe tens of different matrices. So going in and updating the formulas isn't necessarily feasible or really that wise of an idea, because it could be prone to error and just become a headache. So one thing that I've learned to do over the years is simply this. Remember what the name of the original matrix is. It was called sales data. And then what I would do is I would go in and I would simply go to my model browser and I would delete sales data. Then what happens is I get these icons that say, hey, something is wrong with this matrix. Well, I know what is wrong with it. I just deleted one of the matrices that it was referring to. And again, that's verified by looking at the formulae here. So in order to fix this, what I would then need to do is simply rename this matrix to sales data. When I do that, bam, all my formulas are updated automatically and my model works correctly. So again, if I have underlying data that maybe needs to be added to because I imported it from a clipboard or it needs to be changed in some way, I can kind of fake Quantrix out by deleting that matrix and then renaming the newly imported matrix to the previous name. Anyway, I hope you find that useful. That's a trick that I use quite frequently when I'm building out my models and prototyping. Anyway, if you have any questions about Quantrix, I hope that you'll reach out to me at quantrixauthority@gmail.com. I absolutely love Quantrix. I know that it will improve your life and improve your performance. So please join me again for another episode of Quantrix Authority with Rich Lopez.